Welcome to the wonderful world of drawing. This video drawing workshop is a culmination of 20 years of teaching high-level drawing skills to people who have never learned to draw. What is included in this workshop are the highlights from my intensive 5-day drawing seminar, fondly known as my killer class. The class has changed and evolved over the years as I learned from students which exercises and teaching techniques really work. The question often comes up, what is the point of learning to draw? One answer, of course, is just for the pleasure of it. Nearly everyone remembers drawing as a child. Some people recall the sadness they felt on giving up drawing, usually around age 10 to 12, because they couldn't figure out how to make things look right. And indeed, it's almost impossible to teach yourself how to draw. Like reading, drawing seems to require instruction. Given good instruction, however, I firmly believe that anyone can learn to draw well, just as we all believe that given good instruction, everyone can learn to read. A special talent for art, like a special talent for reading, is not a deciding factor. Perhaps a more important reason is that drawing, like reading, improves thinking. Visual perceptual skills, which you will learn in this video, are critical to creative thinking and problem solving. I think it's not an accident that when we finally understand something, we often say, now I see it. Now I can see the whole picture. Let me suggest how to use this video. The workshop is divided into 7 lessons. Each lesson will list the materials you need, then introduce you to a drawing concept through theory, demonstration, and your own drawing. Once you've completed your drawing exercises, you can measure your progress as I critique 2 of my previous students' work. After you have watched this introduction, you may want to preview the entire video and then concentrate on the lessons one by one. Or, if you like surprises, you may prefer to proceed one lesson at a time. This is entirely up to you. I do strongly recommend, however, that for each lesson, you watch the video up to the instruction telling you, stop the video. Then, after finishing your drawing, be sure to return to the video lesson for critiques and conclusions. And of course, feel free to review the instruction as much as you need. For your convenience, I've put together this portfolio containing all the tools and drawing materials you'll need for this video drawing workshop. Over the years, one of the most successful parts of my seminars has been comparing before and after drawings at the end of the lessons. Let me show you some of these drawings. They are all self-portraits, one drawn before instruction and one after. You'll notice that Evangelina's pre-instruction self-portrait is very small and tentative, while her self-portrait after instruction reflects her newfound artistic self-confidence. Cindy made perhaps the greatest advance of all. She really believed she could never learn to draw, yet look at what she accomplished. Yvonne also made a tremendous advance in her drawing skills. The hat and scarf nicely frame the beautifully drawn face. As with these students, it will be important to have real evidence of your own progress. Before you watch the rest of this video, therefore, you need to make a record of your present drawing skill. I know how difficult this is, but just do it. You will do one pre-instruction drawing, a self-portrait. You will need these materials: the small pad of drawing paper, the number 2 writing pencil, the pencil sharpener, the drafting tape, the mirror, the drawing board, and about 30 minutes of drawing time, more if you need it. For your self-portrait, first place a chair in front of a wall and tape your mirror at the correct height to reflect your head. Sit at arm's length from the mirror. Lean your board up against the wall, resting the bottom of the board on your lap, and draw your self-portrait. When you've finished, date and sign the drawing. Stop the video and do your pre-instruction drawing. Well, we have passed the worst part of these lessons. I wrote my master's thesis on the subject anxiety and drawing, and I know that having to draw without instruction causes anxiety to go sky high. But it's really useful to have a pre-instruction drawing as concrete evidence of your achievement later on. Now, let's look at some real examples of the kind of progress previous students have made with the same kind of instruction you are about to experience. Let me introduce you to our 2 students whose progress we will track throughout the video. First is Laura, a 16-year-old who loved to draw, but wanted to know how to make things look real. As you see, her pre-instruction self-portrait, charming as it is highly stylized and symbolic. She felt stuck at this point in her drawing and yearned for the skills of realism. Much as I like the drawing, it's really unfair not to teach young people the skills they want at this age. It would be like not teaching correct speech because we find the inventive language of childhood so adorable. Next is Mark. He is a sheet metal fabricator in his mid-40s who had become interested in crafts and felt he needed some drawing skills. Mark's pre-instruction drawing certainly shows his lack of training, but when I saw how well he had observed certain details, the ears, for example, I had no doubt that he would do well in drawing. I hope that seeing these examples is encouraging and that you look at your own pre-instruction drawing with new eyes. Did you feel like Mark, that your hand had a will of its own and drew symbols that you knew only vaguely resembled your perceptions? This tyranny of the symbol system explains why people untrained in drawing continue to produce childish drawings right into adulthood and even old age. What you will learn from me is how to set aside your symbol system and accurately draw what you see. Now put your pre-instruction drawing into your portfolio for safekeeping. Do not look at it again until after you have completed my course and have learned to see and draw. Then you will have your own before and after drawings to show your family and friends. In the first lesson, we will look at how the brain is involved in learning to draw and the kinds of conflicts that can occur between seeing and believing. In doing your pre-instruction drawing, you saw how the symbols memorized during childhood rush in, overwhelming any attempt to draw what you really see. When you think of drawing an eye, you probably think of this. In this lesson, I will explain why this happens. we will briefly explore the two different modes of the human brain and how they affect drawing. One mode is verbal and the other is visual. A side benefit of learning to draw is getting to know your own brain a bit better. For example, how for you these two modes compete and cooperate. I use the terms L mode and R mode to designate two ways of knowing and seeing, the verbal analytic mode and the visual perceptual mode, no matter where they are located in the individual brain. You are probably aware of these different characteristics. L mode is a step-by-step style of thinking, using words, numbers, and other symbols. L mode strings things out in sequences, like words in a sentence. R mode, on the other hand, uses visual information and processes not step by step, but all at once, like recognizing the face of a friend. Most activities require both modes, each contributing its special functions. But a few activities require mainly one mode, without interference from the other. Drawing is one of these activities. Learning to draw, then, turns out not to be, quote, learning to draw. Paradoxically, learning to draw means learning to make a mental shift from L mode to R mode. That's what a person trained in drawing does, and that is what you are about to learn. Incidentally, this ability to see things differently has many uses in life aside from drawing, not the least of which is creative problem solving. Here is a quick exercise designed to illustrate the mental conflict that can occur between L mode and R mode. This is a famous optical illusion drawing called vase faces because it can be seen as either two facing profiles or as a symmetrical vase in the center. Take the vase faces image from your portfolio. Your job, of course, is to complete the second profile, which will inadvertently complete the symmetrical vase in the center. For this exercise, you will need the copy of Vase Faces for Right-Handers, or, if you're left-handed, the Vase Faces for Left-Handers, the number 2 writing pencil, the pencil sharpener, the drawing board, the drafting tape, and about 5 minutes of drawing time. First, redraw the profile already printed on the Vase Faces drawing. Just take your pencil and go over the lines, naming the parts as you go like this: forehead, nose, upper lip, lower lip, chin, and neck. Then go to the other side and start to draw the missing profile that will complete the symmetrical vase.